I'm like so excited to be live tonight. The last couple weeks, my lives haven't been working so well. So I'm really glad that it's going well tonight so far. And this is the first time that I'm going live from my phone. So directly from YouTube, and I'm excited about that. So tonight we're going to do some Halloween book stacks. So I kind of got started a little bit, but we're going to be using some molds. We're going to be using IOD's brand new Cameo mold. And then we're also going to be using, I don't know what the name of it is. I might know. Um, I've had this one for a while, but it's called Sicily Frame. Okay, and this is from um, Redesign with Prima. So we're going to make some molds and we're just gonna have some fun, paint and stamp. So check it out. So I have a couple sets of books here. So let's start with making a mold because that'll have to dry, and then we'll do a little painting and then do a little stamping too. So okay, so I already made this stamp. There you can see the detail in it. I love, I'm not stamp mold. I love this one from the decor molds, but I think it'll be even cooler when we put it in a frame and we're going to put it on our book. So I'm going to put this down so you can see. Pardon my hand a minute. Okay. A little bit more. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to be using two-part epoxy, Amazing Casting Resin, and you use part A and part B, and this is how you buy it in the store. Comes in a box like this. I think that one, I think it's like $20 for that, but you know, usually there's a coupon at Michael's you can use. So, you guys have probably seen me do this before, but you mix part A and part B together. Something's in there. Get that out. Okay, and you mix equal parts. And we're not making a big mold, so we're not going to mix a lot. But I really love this the new Cameo mold from IOD. Oh my gosh, I love it so much because I like to make jewelry. So it's perfect for that. Okay. I poured, I think, a little bit more B than I poured A, so I'm going to come back in with a little bit. They're pretty close, but just a little. A drop. Okay. Alrighty. So then you pour A and B into a cup. And stir. And it'll get cloudy like this. You can see it's cloudy. And then it gets clear. And when it's clear, you're ready to pour. So it's already getting clear. I like to mix it just a little bit beyond the moment it gets clear. It won't harden immediately, but you do have to work pretty fast. Okay, so we've got that done. So I'm going to put the mold here, see how steady my hand is. So since we're using this, we'll use this middle frame here. So I just want to make sure you can see. Get these guys out of the way. Okay, so here we go. We're using this one. So if you've never used these molds, they're pretty amazing. If you've never used Amazing Casting Resin, it's so fun to watch. You can also use air dry clay. You can use hot glue. Some people use silicone. So I have a little extra. Let's make this teeny tiny frame. Okay, and it's okay that I dropped a few drops there. You know, I have just a little bit extra, and you just never want to waste this. So I'm going to, let's see, let's pour it in here. I don't know whether I have enough to fill it. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. All right. Okay, we're gonna set that aside, and I'm gonna let this set just for a minute. So it's kind of delicate to move it out of the way. So let me put my casting resin away. So I've been going crazy with the casting resin lately. I've had so many little projects that I've been doing that are in conjunction with my Saturday video this week. My step-by-step is a collaboration. I am sorry again about the hand with 20 to 30 other YouTubers. So if you remember the Ugly Duckling Challenge, this is a Halloween challenge. So it's going to be fun. And I kind of went a little crazy. So I cannot wait to share that video. And I also can't wait to see all the videos. So it's being hosted by Lemons to Lemonade. So you'll have to check out their YouTube channel. But for sure, I'll be sharing that playlist, and you're going to want to watch all of the videos because I can't wait to see what these creative people are bringing. Okay, I'm going to put this down a second. I'm going to try to get my hand out of the way. See, if I use my right hand, I don't go over the lens. Okay, so look here. This one's already going, it's already getting hard. Now, I think it's so unusual, and I say this every time, but look, you can see this one starting to turn. But you would think this one would turn faster because there's not much to it, and this one's more dense. But for whatever reason, the bigger and the more dense they are, I made 8 of these recently for a table that I did. And it sold already. It was actually my last 3 weeks on my step-by-step videos. I kind of struggled with this table and then kind of pulled it all together at the very end. So I'm going to set this aside and we will come back to that. But I want to show you some of these molds that I've done. I say I've done it like I take the credit. I'm trying to, there we go, get the detail for you. And I just did this one this evening with some extra. Isn't that so pretty? Can you see the detail? The rose. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I think it's beautiful. And then there were just some other ones, like different times I'd have extra. So I made these. They'll make great earrings. I love the birds. They're really cool. So speaking of birds, let's talk about these birds. Okay, so I have these books here, and they're kind of already cool books. Somebody might be yelling at me for using them, but you know, they're mine. Someone gave them to me, so if I want to, same as painting furniture. It's like, you know, I'm gonna do it. So anyway, so I took the little birds, and I thought that would be kind of spooky. And I'm gonna use some caviar, which is Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint, and it's the blackest black. And let's paint. So I did these molds earlier, and I glued them on with Aleene's tacky glue. So now I'm just going to paint over everything. Now, ideally, white wax would be really cool to put over these. But I have some silver gilding wax. I have some gold, have some zinc. So we have options here. We can also do a little dry brush if we want. I just thought it would be kind of spooky to do, like it reminds me of the movie The Birds, you know, with all these little birds flying. So I don't typically do a whole lot for Halloween. You know, when my kids were little, we did, but then when you're empty nesters, then you don't. But now I have grandchildren, and so I've been doing a little bit more. And I guess probably because of having the YouTube channel as well. I sure hope this is showing up live tonight because it says it's live. Yeah, it's showing me. Okay, so with this stack, we don't necessarily have to do all of the covers and everything in the books, just because they're going to be stacked up. So you're really not going to see that part. So let's just paint with this stack what's going to be shown. So this is always how I paint them. I just open up the book, and I've already done a couple this evening that are drying. So I'm just going to set this over here, and then let's work on these. Like I said, we're just going to do the spines. Funny thing is, they're mystery novels, so they are kind of cool already for Halloween. But for you book lovers, we do have some that we're leaving undisturbed. And the good thing is we're not gluing the pages or anything either, so you can certainly still read it if you want to. So I didn't like look on eBay and see how much they were going for or anything. Because you know what? Someone gave them to me and they didn't want them. And I'm always like, yeah, I'll do that. I love to mess around with little books. So I do not have the hair dryer going tonight because, you know, if you've been around, you know what happens when I have the hair dryer to dry with. It seems like we blow fuses. So, all right, so here's how our first stack is looking so far. And we're going to have to set that aside to dry. But we're also going to be doing something with the pages over here too. But I just want to show you, isn't that cool? Okay, so let's revisit, or let's come over here and grab these before we do anything. So I'm going to do some stamping as well. We're waiting for our mold to dry. I have a bag here to put my brushes in while they're, so they don't dry up. So what are your Halloween traditions? Or maybe you don't celebrate, but I'll probably put these books in the shop. But anyway, let me know what you do to celebrate if you do anything. Okay, so I have these Archival inks, and I have black soot, and the other one is spiced marmalade. So basically good Halloween colors, the orange and the black. So this stack is going to be a two book stack. So I thought that on this one we could put Happy Halloween. So I want to start with the orange, and we're going to have to dig out the letters. So these stamps I bought from Michael's. Just happened to see an H there. I just love them. I just think they're really cool. Let me look through them real quick. So that looks like a D. I guess it could, there's a Y. We need that. We will need that. It's, I guess, a Q or a B. Okay. That looks like a P to me. Okay. So we need an A and we're set for happy. We're happy. Where's the A? My grandkids were here last week and they really did some cool crafting. They had a good time and they did a great job. Okay, I lost the rubber part of the stamp. We're gonna have to re-glue that. Interesting. Okay. It's like tape they put on here, but I guess it's lost its sticky. All right, so let's start with the orange. This is, again, marmalade, spice marmalade, and we're going to use the H. Let me try to turn it around so you can see what I'm doing. These kind of just fit right in there. Boy, you can't see that real well. I can see it, but not very well. I'm going to keep going with it. All right, here's that P. I'm just going to use it like this. That actually made a pretty good impression. Yeah, it really does. So this it's actually getting a little darker. I may go over the H again. I mean, it has a cool vintagey vibe, but I don't want to mess it up. So can you see that? It says happy. All right, I think we'll have a lot better results with the black, but first of all, let's find all of our letters for that one. So I have HA, so we need L. Yeah, these were pretty inexpensive, and again, you can probably use a coupon on these, but I just love them. I use them for a lot of different things. I mean, IOD makes a big stamp, letter stamps, but I think these are pretty cool for this purpose, like a little size. Okay, I think we have all the letters. So we're going to use the black. So that's our happy. And now we're going to do the Halloween. Okay, I'm going to stamp a little bit of this off on the paper since we just used orange. Okay. So H. I guess I shouldn't stamp so hard. A. Oh, you know what? I don't think I found the L. Or did I? No. Sorry. Here it is. Okay. L. L. Happy Hall. O. So in our town, they don't go trick-or-treating on Halloween. It's really weird. So they do it on a Thursday night for some reason. So it's also my granddaughter's birthday, so I'm assuming we will see them that night. I always love to see what the kids dress up as. And by the time they get to my house, they're tired and have a sugar buzz going. I love it. All right. Happy Halloween. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on that. So I think our mold is about ready to unmold. I'm so anxious to see the detail on this. So see how that's popping out? Now, it hasn't been in here too long, so at this stage, it's still kind of bendable. Okay. Yeah, it's real flexible at this point, but we want to get it out of here. If it bends, we can bend it back into place. I just want to get it away from those sides there. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let it sit for just another minute. What we can do is go ahead and glue on our cameo and let that set up a little bit. Oops. So I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue. You could use wood glue, you could use hot glue for this. You have a lot of options. But this stuff sets up pretty quickly. Type 1 Thick and Quick is another really good glue for stuff like this. Just want to make sure you get it out to the edges. You can use your finger if you want to get messy. Like I said, just make sure you get it out to the edges. All right, so hope we're kind of centered there. Just kind of eyeballing it, pressing it down. And then when this is drying, then we will look at some other book stacks we have and work on those. Okay, I'm just going to pull this up here. There we go. It's like I said, it's still flexible. When this first comes out, like when it's really done, it's hard. Okay, it's hard. This, not so much right now. But I will show you something. So I have a thing of wax here, and I have this taped on here, but this is one of the molds, and I wanted to put a curve in it so I could put holes in it and use it as a bracelet. So if you do that when it's fresh, you can mold the shape. So I think that'll be a cool bracelet, but I had it sitting actually overnight, but I think I did it too quickly after it was unmolded because it was still like damp, so it was still flexible. So I'll just put it back on till it dries some more. Okay, we'll flip this over and get some glue on this. And the cool thing about this is you can really work with it pretty much right away. You can put it on and then get busy painting when you use a fast setting glue. And this Aleene's is good like that. And there's other glues I mentioned as well. E6000 is also good too. And then sometimes crafters will mix glues. Like they'll use E6000 for a permanent hold, and they'll use some hot glue for a quick hold. So I'm just putting this in this frame and just kind of centering it. Because it's flexible, I can kind of smush it around a little bit. Technical term. All right. I think it looks pretty cool. We're going to let this one dry a second, and let's take a look at some of our other books. So I have a stack here that I've been working on. So I painted this earlier, and I used Dixie Belle's Pumpkin Spice. So perfect Halloween color, right? And then I also used silk and white cap. So I painted this one white. So we have the white one and the orange one. And then look at these books. How cool is this? They're spider webs. It's the, this one's the Gracie Allen murder case. But I don't want to do a thing to this book because I just think it's so cool. So for this one's going to be quick and easy. We're just gonna, and you can, if you want, you can use the stamper and put something on there. Maybe if we want to spell boo, we can do that. I was actually going to do that on the sides of another one, but since this is a nice big surface, but let's get it tied together first. So I'm just using twine. And then we have a couple other kinds of embellishment that we can use on there too. Feel free to say hi if you're coming on. And okay, I might need a little bit longer. Yeah, I didn't cut that long enough. I have a bunch on my lap, don't worry. All right, so let me start in the front again. Make sure I'm halved. Okay, so put it across the front. Flip. Crisscross. Change directions. And would someone put their thumb on here for me? It's just me and the dog at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to just hold my finger there and do it myself. Okay, not too bad. And a lot of times then I'll like to just put that underneath there, and that way they stay together, and just put another knot in. Okay, so I mentioned we have some embellishments. So I have these old keys. Okay, these are authentic old keys. So I think that one's pretty cool. Some of them are old car keys. I think this is an old Ford car key. I think they're so cool. I just like them. So there's those, and then there's also like fake old keys. I have a bunch of these. And you don't always have to put keys on them, but you know, they're cool too. So different ones. So I actually like that one. I'm going to keep that one out. And then this is, so this is Frozen Charlotte, but she sort of looks like a baby doll here. So, you know, Halloween, it's okay to do weird things, right? So maybe we'll try putting her on here. She looks a little spooky. And stay tuned this winter for my Frozen Charlotte jewelry collection. And I'll be telling you all about that story, like I said, in the winter. And I was going to say it's years in the making, but it was my procrastination for years, I guess, that's keeping things. You know what? This is cool, but I like this really weird key. Don't you think? It's really, I don't know. Almost looks like an alien eyes or something. Maybe I'm just going too far into the Halloween thing. Okay. So I'm just going to cut these off. Okay. So there's a, and you know, you can show them, you can display them with the front out, or you can display them with the spines out. So we have the orange, well, the pumpkin spice, the white, and then the spider one on the top. So I think that's kind of a cool book stack. It would look really great with some other Halloween decor. So let's revisit this one. So this is the birds one. And we didn't paint all the books because we're just putting those together. So this one, we're going to just stamp boo on here. We're going to put B-O-O, okay? So I have the O, let me find a B. Here it is, okay. So on this one, I think we'll just use the black. So again, we're using the stamps that I have from Michaels and Archival Inks. I love these inks. I use these a lot for jewelry. Okay, so we're just going to stamp that B on there. And then O. Oh. Boo. So it isn't big detail, but if you have it displayed with the side out, it's definitely going to get noticed. Okay, so our birds are still drying a little bit, and I actually see where I missed a spot, so I'm just going to grab my black paintbrush and just come in here and get that where I missed. So we'll set this aside and let this dry a little bit more because I want to add a little bit more detail to this guy. Okay, so we have one stack done. Okay, so let's look at this one. So we have another one that has the spider web. So again, I don't really want to do anything else to that because I just think it's perfect. And then we have this one, the case of the drowsy mosquito. So I can't really tell. I mean, that's orange clearly. And I think the rest of the book's kind of gray. So I think that's a cool one too to leave. And you know what, the bottom one, I want to leave it too because it's black and the name of it is The Case of the Rolling Bones. So I just think this stack is just perfect, just as it is. So let's just put that one together. Okay, my twine is now rolling on the floor. If I had a cat, it would be going crazy. But my dog doesn't seem to care. Okay, and I might have to retrieve that. So we're going to do the same thing, just tie it together. Okay, I have stamps everywhere now. All right, and again, I'm gonna try to do this. Now I have too much twine, and I'll also put it under there again, just to get it to stay together, and put another knot in it. And this time we'll use, let me see, where's the key that I didn't use last time? Those are the real ones. I might have put it back in here. Oh, this one's cool. It's a secret. That's the one. I like that one. And it just has that hole at the top that makes it hang nicely. And again, you could put something on the spine of these if you wanted, or the open page part, and display them however you want. But I like this one just as it is. I just think this one's really cool. So, and this way you're not harming any books. So, I think that one's cool. All right, so we have 2 of them done. Our one with the frozen Charlotte on it and the key. And then this one with just the key. Okay, so let's go back to this. And again, I think that I'd like to use the black paint, the caviar on this. And then we're going to bring out the details in it. Now, we should have started this one a little bit sooner. But you know what I always say on our lives, if we don't get it finished tonight, then we'll definitely tune into the Instagram or now on the community page. And I always update you with the finished product. But hopefully we can get this one done. Like I said, just stay away from that hair dryer. Because I don't particularly relish going to the basement at night to try all the fuses, but that's what I have to do sometimes. Oh my gosh, I love the way this looks already. And you see how quickly that glue set up and is allowing me to get in here and get these details and paint. That's what you want to do, is you want to get up in all of those details. I love this frame because it has really cool roses on it. And I mean, this is a classic look. It doesn't have to be for Halloween. You could do this and make it look real cottage core or shabby chic or grandma chic or whatever you want to call it nowadays. You could do this in any color. You could do real pretty blue and use white wax on it or something and really make it look like a cameo. You have so many options. So book stacks are fun to do for Christmas as well. And naturally, we're not going to be putting birds and all that stuff on there. But some of these cameos I think would make beautiful Christmas ornaments. All right, I'm just gonna hold this up so you can see. Look how pretty that is. See all the detail in there? Okay, we're gonna let this one dry a little bit. And let's see, what else do we have to do here? We'll come back to the birds. And now that this other mold has sat a little bit, let's unmold that so you can see what it's like when they're actually more firm and ready to pop out. I just kind of like to get it all over the place, but there. That's a lot less flexible than the other one. I mean, it's still kind of flexible. You can see it's kind of like sitting up, but we can definitely flatten that out. And if you get any excess, like I got a little excess on the inside, you can easily take scissors, and now's really the time to do it and get rid of that extra material in there. Or you can wait till it gets really hard and then use a file. You can also just kind of pull it with your fingernails, just kind of pull it away. But yeah, like a fingernail file, you can use or sandpaper. But I love using an emery board for these things for jewelry when you need to sand something. It's just easy because you kind of can get into the detailed places. Anyway, that's one of the frame molds. So you could do a lot with that. You could even do some jewelry with that. But I just wanted you to see how that unmolded. Okay, so let's go back to our birds. We're going to let this guy sit here a minute. Our birds are still not 100% dry, but they're going to be dry enough for me to go ahead and I'm going to use some gilding wax in silver and give the birds a little bit of detail. My fancy opening tool here. So this is Dixie Belle gilding wax in silver. I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going to kind of hit those birds a little bit and give them just a little bit of detail. So see how that works? We'll do one here so you can see it here. These are so tiny. I can't wait to make earrings with these. Okay. Does that remind you of the birds? Okay, so remember we put Boo on this one on the spine. And let's just get some of our twine here. And we don't have to go the whole way around with it. I was trying to see if some of my leftovers would be long enough. I think this one will work. You don't always have to crisscross it. If it's just sitting on a shelf, you can just do it once. And since I used silver on there, I have this little silver key. So I'm just going to put that in here. That looks like a little luggage key. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do to tie on these things, and you don't have to tie anything on at all. But there's another Halloween stack for you. Obviously, I would display this one with the spine or with the pages out. So, okay, and again, this one says Happy Halloween. And this one really needs to dry before we can do any more details on this one. So this will be one that I will finish. I'm going to put this back up. Okay, so this will be one that I'll finish and you can check back later on Instagram and on the community page, and we'll have the end result on there so you can see it. Don't forget, Thursday, we always have our More About Decor, and we're talking about cleaning out your closets, changing for the season. And then on Saturday, don't forget Step by Step. Mine premieres at 4 o'clock, but all day long. It's going to be like Thanksgiving Day. You start with, the football game, the parades and then the football games. I just think it's going to be really cool. You can watch these videos all day long, this Halloween collaboration from all these YouTubers. So I'm super excited about it and hope you are too. So I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight, and this our first live directly from YouTube that isn't on the laptop. So hopefully you enjoyed it and were able to see a little bit better and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you soon. Have a wonderful night. I can figure out how to end the yes.